In this episode, I'm going to share with you how you can use compassion, which we all have. We all have an abundance of it. We can use that as our greatest gift here on earth, not only to connect deeper, not only to inspire others, but also to keep yourself in action and in alignment so you can do your work in changing more lives. So if you want to get more done, if you want to see better results, if you want to feel all the feels of life, you're going to want to listen to this episode and you're going to want to get to know more about compassion. So let's go. Stay tuned. I'm Adam Kadu, and it's time to master the art of real heart alignment, where you live, work, and play from your personal power as energy aligns, your gifts flow, and life simply works. These life-changing conversations are designed to help you to see what you're not seeing, hear what you're not hearing, and to be who you're not being, as the world needs more heart-centered leaders now more than ever. Are you ready to say no to living a half-hearted life and say yes instead to boldly living from a place of real heart alignment? Welcome to the Adam Kadu podcast. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. On today's episode, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to lighten things up a little bit. We are going to talk about how to turn your compassion, which we all have compassion, how to turn your compassion into action. Because if you're listening to this episode here, chances are you have a huge heart, you're a difference maker, you're a change maker, you're up to big things. I know you are, you know you are. But knowing what I know, sometimes we just don't stay in alignment and allow that heart energy to lead the way. Because we have high expectations of ourselves, for one reason. Another reason, we get so attached to the results and what it means and what it looks like. And, I should be there. I should know better. I should have this all figured out by now. I've been doing this for years, been on this path. So we put a lot of pain and suffering on ourselves. And in the back of our mind, we seem to think that the pain and suffering will somehow help us move forward more effectively. But yet again, time and time, we find ourselves procrastinating, getting into perfectionism, second-guessing ourselves, looking at the world around us and getting into comparisonitis, feeling that underlying ickiness of inadequacy. Who am I to do this? And it keeps us captive. It holds us back. It keeps us safe and stuck. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how to flip the script, to get rid of all the productivity hacks, all the time tracking hacks, time management, the time blocking, the Pomodoro method. We're getting rid of all that stuff that you feel like is the key to your success. If I can get more organized, if I can just get a little bit more streamlined, if I can have more time, if I can have more money to spend on some Facebook ads, then I can blow up and do my thing and help my people. There's always something else that we're looking outside of ourselves to fix the problem, to fix the issue at hand. Issue at hand being you're not in alignment, you're not fully expressed, you're not doing your work. You're not helping the people that you're here to help. You would bring them right here. I'll help them. I'll serve them. Now, my mentor, Mr. James Wedmore, likes to talk about the curse of the coach. Say the curse of the heart-centered selling person is you care deeply. And if your people find their ways in your life and say yes to you, here, I invest in myself, let's do this work, then you're going to freaking rock their world. You're going to change their lives. And the world will be forever different for that person. However, sometimes it's the act of getting somebody in your arena, in your wheelhouse, in your world. Therein lies the problem. Because we're givers, right? And sometimes as givers, we just want people to figure it out. We want people to understand, hey, I can help you. Come on, let's go. Let's do this. Just say yes already. Just get it already. Just understand that I can help you. And all this pushing and force and feeling like they should have it figured out and feeling like we should have it figured out by now is simply blocking the flow of energy. And so back in 2014, Y'all probably heard me talk about old 2014 in this podcast a few times before. Good old 2014. Tough freaking year. But in hindsight, it was the best year ever. That was the year that I speak often about I was in a depression. I just got married. 2014 was the year I got married. We had just moved to my hometown, bought a house 2 years earlier. So you'd think I'd be glowing. You think things were perfect and peachy. Had our house, get married. But business was hard. I was second guessing myself. I was looking outside myself for the answers, doing all the things, learning a lot of different things, which is great. We got to learn, we got to study, we got to be a student of life. We got to consume, but I wasn't really producing. I wasn't sharing. I wasn't on fire. I wasn't inspired. I was working from this place of, I got to get it figured out. I got to get some sales. I got to look good. I got to be seen as the expert. I got to have people trusting me. I got to build my authority. I got to build my list. A lot of I, me. But what I wasn't focused on back then was changing lives. What I wasn't focused on back then was helping people. I just wanted to do the quickest route to success. Give me my money. I'll ride out to the sunset and we're good. I'll sit on a beach, type some things into my computer, push a couple keys. Money's flying in. We're good. The laptop lifestyle that they were all touting back then. Passive income that they were all touting back then. But what I quickly realized is that was not my path. Give me the evergreen funnel. Give me the automated funnel. Let me get it set up and dialed in. Off to the races I go. Nobody ever see my face. I'll just do my training. I'll record it and I'm good. Never have to answer a question. I'm good. That wasn't my path. I was sold a bill of goods. That's not where my heart was at. But at the time, I did not have the personal power. I did not have the strength to work from this place of service, to work from this place of compassion, of caring deeply for the people that I'm here to help and impact on this planet. And I'm a firm, fixed believer that each and every one of us has somebody that we're here to help. We all have a group of people that we're here to impact. And if we're so focused on, why isn't this working? Why am I not there yet? How do I make a sale? I need to make a sale. How do I make more money? I need to make more money. If we're so focused on getting, give me, my, I promise you, it'll never expand. Energy will never expand if you're constantly just that black hole of soaking up energy. And I know that's not your intention. I know you're here to help. And sometimes you do. You just give. But that's often from a place of fear and inadequacy and doubt as well. If I just give, then I don't have to sell. And if I don't have to sell and really put myself on the line, then I don't have to face rejection. And if I'm not rejected, I'm good. So let me just give a whole bunch of stuff. Or let me not give much at all and just put out some offers here and there and hope people come running. Hope people say yes because, wait, I deserve it, right? It's such a paradox. But I'm telling you, it took me so much effort to rework myself from this place of fear, of doubt, of inadequacy. I was working so much from this place of scarcity. I'd see somebody else doing something that wasn't even really similar to mine, and I'm like all in a tizzy about it. Oh man, they're, and they're out there doing it. I need to hurry up. I need to do this, and putting so much pressure on myself. And everything I created back then, everything I did, everything I touched reeked of scarcity. It reeked of inadequacy. It reeked of fear. And it's not like people could sit there and read something of mine. They're like, oh, this is written from fear. But I tell you what, it wasn't changing lives. I tell you what, it wasn't making people see me in a way, or to see my content or my value in a way that made people want to work with me. Not back then. Because my whole thing, how do I get people to buy? Got to get them to buy. Instead of, how do I change somebody's life today? And back in 2014, I had this primary question that I asked myself over and over and over and over again. That question was, why can't I break through? Why can't I break through already? Why can't I get to where I'm going? Why can't I get momentum? Why can't I break through? And for those of you who study language like myself, that's a presupposition. I'm presupposing that I won't break through. I can't. It even says it. I can't break through. Just because I use the word why in front of it doesn't really change it. It's a statement. Your subconscious does not hear things in questions. It hears things in statements and affirmations. Yes, you can ask it questions. It's a great way to work with yourself. But if you say, why can't I break through? All it hears is, okay, we can't break through. Cool. All right, we'll do more things that allow us not to break through. And when I realized that, I got an opportunity to shift my heart from neediness, from lack, onto a place of compassion. And look, I've always been a compassionate person. Like, I care deeply for people. Like, there was instances growing up where somebody would get hurt and I would freaking feel it. I would feel it all. I was with them. I'd feel it all. I remember one time I was in 5th or 6th grade and one of my teachers had a stroke. And I had this outer body visceral experience to where I just went numb. And it was I still think about it sometimes, and I'm wondering, like, and it wasn't just like a fear response. It was something more. It's almost like I don't even know. It's just wild to think about. I don't even go there, and I'm getting a little teary eyed just even thinking about it. It was scary to me, but also it was kind of just like a beautiful thing at the same time. And this teacher was actually pregnant at the time, and she was having a seizure, and she had the awareness to sit there and say over and over, she said, please don't hurt my baby. Please don't hurt my baby. Please, God, don't hurt my baby. And she was, I think, getting chills. Ooh, this is, I haven't spoke about this a lot. And I think by the time other people realized what was going on, it was like she was kind of settled and done. I'm getting like weird chills, like in different places of my body. I'm getting a little hot flush too. I don't know. I don't know why this is uncomfortable to speak about, but just because it was like, to me, it was almost like a portal, like, opened up. Like, I was able to be there with her in that experience. And I almost feel like I, in some way, like, helped her. But it was like, I had deep compassion for her. And I knew, I was like, she's gonna be fine. Baby's gonna be fine. I wasn't worried at all. But it was so surreal. And it also reminds me of a similar experience where I had an outer body experience where I saw myself playing basketball from like almost a block away. I could see myself playing basketball. And at the same time, I was playing basketball. So I had an outer body experience. And when I saw myself, I cared deeply for myself. Like, I was just like so proud of myself. I loved myself. Like, it's all I was really present to is just how much love and compassion I had for myself. And when I was there, when that teacher was having a seizure, I just had so much love and so much compassion for her. I was very still, even though I just had the craziest experience, visceral experience. I just had so much compassion. It almost felt like I opened up, but there was something that opened up in that moment. And I care deeply for people. Fast forward to high school, there was kids, even my friends, sometimes they would pick on people in our school that were not as smart, or that were possibly mentally challenged, things of that nature. And I've shared this on early podcast episodes. I think 005 is who is the real Adam Kadu. If you haven't listened to that episode, I go pretty deep there. And I would stand up for people, right? And even stand up to my friends that I'm supposed to be, having their back and being on their side. And I'm telling them no. And I had a vocal teacher that would ask me to sit by, mentally challenged kids to kind of keep them company inside, class. And so I would sit there and I would just kind of, play with them and just like, just talk to them a little bit. And I was always so intrigued and so caring. It was just like, I was never real judgmental. And so there's been a lot of caringness. And I'm the type of person that I'll walk in a convenience store and somebody wants to tell me their life story. Like I just have this love, this compassion for people. And I'll listen too. I'll listen. But go back to 2014, I kind of lose my identity outside of being an athlete or the funny guy in school or just like the partier, the ornery guy. I kind of lost this identity and being I was in this new environment of being an entrepreneur, a business owner. I kind of lost myself. And I quickly, went from this place of like, I'm so good at things. I'm so good at sports. I can literally, just play a sport for the first time and I can figure it out. I'm real good. But business was like kicking my ass. And I'm like, why isn't this working? And I started getting scared and I started getting in fear and I started racking up debt. And so I shifted from this place of caring deeply for people, which is my superhero strength. And I can promise you, no matter what walks and talks of life, your superhero strength is compassion as well. We were born with it. We all care deeply for others, for one another. Even if there's people in your life that you don't really care for or people that you flat out don't like. I can guarantee if you sat with it long enough, you would realize that the reason that you don't like that person is there's something about yourself that you're unsettled with. And chances are, when you strip it all down, and this might be hard for you to accept, you do care deeply for that person. Because why would you be so pissed off? I know it rubs against your morals and your values and your ethics. Why are you so freaking bothered? I mean, yes, outside of, people that do really icky, crazy, creepy stuff. Even for those people, it's just like, man, what happened in their life for them to go off the rails like this? Like, what must have transpired in that person's home for them to do something like this? And when you ask questions like that and you see from this standpoint of compassion, life opens up. And if you start to work from this place of compassion in your business, knowing, trusting that you have people that are ready to work with you right here and right now. They're ready to work with you. They just got to feel it. They got to feel that you're coming from the right place. They got to feel it, that you feel it in their heart. You're connected with them. You're one with them. You know them. And back to 2014, I literally had to practice compassion because I would find myself getting back into fear and scarcity and working from that place. And I'm like, no, that's just not working. It's not working. And for you, if you've been working from there and it's not working, how long do you need to see that it's not working until you declare that it's not working? And you really start trusting and you really start opening up your energy and caring deeply for people, because I promise you, you're more likely to do something for someone that you care deeply about than you are for yourself. So if it is, I need money, or I need this result, or I got this ego gratification thing, I need to know that I'm good enough. I need to know that I'm significant. You are so much more likely to move when you put your heart on the line for the people you're here to help. And so how often do you just sit with that? How often do you see in your mind's eye the people that are out there ready for you to show up in your power right here and right now? And how often do you see the latter? How often do you see the fear and the doom and the gloom? How often do you see the other people are out there doing your thing and somebody else posted an offer and everybody's eating it up and I'm just still not having a ton of traction with what I'm doing? How often are you seeing that? And you might be doing great in business, but there's another area in your life where it's just unfulfilling. You're just disconnected. It's the same conversation. Chances are you're seeing more in the person, spending more time viewing the person from a standpoint of what you don't like than really having compassion and understanding and love for the things that you do like. Love grows all. It's where we came from. It's where we going. And so if you are not allowing love to be at your forefront, and if you are not choosing to put love and compassion and caringness at your forefront, you're missing the bus. You're missing this life. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to think back and you're going to be replaying things in your mind. Well, I didn't like that person. I didn't like that thing. That didn't work well. That didn't work well. That's all I was focused on. I had trouble here, struggles there, struggles everywhere. I feel like I'm reading a kid's book. And that's what you were focused on. And what you focus on grows. What you focus on, that is what you're feeding. And there's also the tale of two wolves, right? Which is the fear wolf and the courage wolf. But let's just say for this conversation, it's the fear wolf and it's the compassion wolf. Because inside that word compassion, sometimes we see it as just like, oh, it's sympathy. No. It's not sympathy. It's not I'm feeling sorry for somebody. No. That's at the other end of the spectrum. It's I see so much goodness in this person or in the people that I'm here to help. Even if you can't fully see them in your mind yet, work from knowing, feel them in your heart, and know that inside that word compassion is this fiery word passion. There's so much love and caring and heart in passion. There is movement in passion. You can't even say the word passion without wanting to move. So this isn't empathy. I'm cool with empathy. It's a good place to work from. I'm not real cool with sympathy. I don't want to feel sorry for people because that shows in my mind that they're weak, that they're unable to do anything. I don't feel sorry for people because we all chose to be here. We all chose to experience this life. I'm cool with empathy. I'm cool with connection, right? Empathy in my mind means I'm connecting with somebody, a deep understanding. But compassion, that means I'll fight for that person. I care enough to do something, to get into action for that person. So if you fix and focus your attention on compassion and caring and trusting that the work you're here to do changes freaking lives, you're going to move. You're going to go. You're going to rap. You're going to get in flow. And so where's your heart at? Don't allow your head to run the show. No more figuring life out. No more needing to get it right. No more needing to get yours. I've been doing all these things and it's just, when's my break? I've been there too. But your break comes when you help others with their breaks. Your break comes when you show up fully with your heart. And if you knew without a shadow of a doubt how the universe works, and I'm not saying I do, but I tell myself I do, I smirk at the universe because I know the secret. The secret is to put out good energy. The secret is to help people. The secret is to care deeply about people. The secret is to trust, to be okay at all times. The secret is to love with all your heart. And when you work from this place, life simply works. And if you could instill a clock in your head, kind of like on your phone's going to tell you, okay, you were on this app for this many hours, you're on this app this many hours. If you could take an objective look at the time you spent in a disempowered place, in your thinking, in your state, in your body, versus how much time you're spending in an empowered state, on fire, lit up, ready to serve, put me in the freaking game, I'm ready to go. If you spend more time on fire, inspired, ready to go, your heart's on the line, you feel for people, you have that burning compassion for the people that you're here to help, and yet again, we all have peeps we're here to help. Then all of a sudden you tip the scale. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be 100%. You just have to be 51%. And you've opened the door. And then from there, you feel good now and you keep feeling better. Because all the guilt in the world, all the shame, all the beating yourself up will not get you into action and alignment the way that the heart can. And the doubts and insecurities is not going to help people to move and to trust you and to say yes to themselves, but your heart can. And so tip the scale. Turn the heart up. You know, to attract anything, let's think of magnets really quick. It's such an easy conversation. There's two ways a magnet will attract. One is that magnet moves closer to that which it wants. So you're taking action. You're moving closer to that which you want. So if the magnet moves closer to the other magnet, it's going to start pulling each other. You're going to start attracting. So action, first one. How's the other step? The other way to attract that other magnet, that which you want, is to become a stronger magnet. So that means open your freaking heart. How do you open your heart? You open your heart by opening your heart. You feel it, you know it, you trust it, you send love. You're getting ready to write an email, make a phone call, send that person love first. See the peeps that are going to read that email or get that phone call and see how their lives are changed. If you're writing a Facebook ad and some copy, feel the love in that. And know in your heart that this lands with people. This moves people because it's coming from heart. It's coming from compassion. And wouldn't you think you're going to be so much more likely to get into action and to do that Facebook ad and to write that email when you care deeply for those people? It's the same conversation about accountability. Most people have a hard time with self-integrity, with being accountable to themselves. Most people are actually more likely to follow through when they tell somebody else they're going to do something than they are for themselves. It's the same conversation. When you're focused on other people and trusting that you have work to do here, because you do have work to do here. When you trust you have work to do here, when you trust that your work matters, when you trust that you're here to change lives, we all are. We're here to help and support each other. When you trust, when you have compassion and caringness for the people that you're here to impact, and when you put things out from that compassionate place, you're going to get more done. It's going to be stronger. It's going to connect deeper, and people are going to move. And so the next time you sit down to do some work, check yourself. Chickadee, check yourself. Before you rickety wreck yourself. Check in with your heart. How do I feel? Is it closed off? And I mean, I get it, man. We've all been kicked around in life. We've all had broken hearts. We've all had doors slammed in our faces. We all have childhood trauma and drama and all this stuff. We got all the baggage. So it's natural that we're going to close our hearts and we're going to protect ourselves. But guess what? When you're protecting yourself, you're closing off. And when you're closing off, your vibe is not extended. Your vibe is not reaching the people that it's here to reach. And all you got to do to shift the needle, open your heart. Care deeply for the people you're here to help. Have compassion for their problems. Have compassion for their pain. Have compassion for their struggles. And then meet them where they are. Understand them. Have empathy, not sympathy. Empathy. Because there's so much power in understanding somebody and caring deeply for them. So your superhero strength is your ability to access your compassion. And the way to create what you want, to bring to manifest that which you want, is to be compassionate, to care deeply for the people you're here to help. because they need you. The world stands still until you move. And if you're having trouble moving from pain, from fear, from doubts, maybe you're taking a little action here and there, but it's not working well. If you're constantly moving from that negative charged place, shift back to your home, to your heart, to love, to compassion, and allow that to pull you forward. Because it will if you strip everything else away. So care deeply for people. Feel it in your heart. And I trust that you feel it right here and right now. And that's the work. Open that heart. Allow people to see you. It's not authentic if you are showing up with a closed heart. It's the work. It's wholeheartedly the work. All right, you guys. Thank you for listening to this episode. We'll leave it here. And I will say, if you want to open your heart, if you want to show up like you've never shown up before, if you want to play the game at a higher level, then I've got some news for you. I am presenting and putting together a brand new training. It's a 3-part training designed to help you to get centered in your heart, to access more personal power than you ever thought possible, to speak to people in a different way that absolutely lands with them, so you're no longer fighting all the noise out there online, and to take an approach that's going to allow you to see results. So with these 3 criteria, these 3 components, I want to invite you to spend some time with me at the Heart-Centered Selling Live experience. Because it's time to go. It's time to go. The best time to plant a tree, 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now. So if you're having trouble accessing this side of you to where you have this magneticism, I think that's a word. That's a good word, magneticism. If not, I'm going to coin that one. I think it's a word, though. If you're having trouble accessing that point of view, if you're having trouble to find the words and to find what you're here to do and to find your message and find your heart, the chances are you got it blocked. And we can do all the quick fix energy work. We can do our meditations and our hypnosis and our guided visualizations, all this stuff, which, hey, I'm a fan of. However, there's going to be this part of you that just has to show the F up, who just has to break free from the chains, who just has to bear all and open your heart. And that's the work, because people need to see you. Yes, written posts, they work well. Yes, we can do some flashy graphics. But people need to see and hear you. And if you're holding back in that arena, if you're only doing a couple videos here and there, or maybe you found comfort in doing some IG stories behind the scenes where, you know, you got your 20 people, 30 people that see it, but there's a bigger game for you to play. And if you want to take part in an experience that's going to rattle all your cages, that's going to stretch you further than you thought possible, that's going to allow you, the container, to play full out, to show up with your heart, to step into your aligned, authentic self, then this free experience is for you. You can go to adamkadu.com/waitlist to be notified when we're rolling this 3-part training out. And I'm going to do some things different this time. I'm actually going to have this a vetting process. I'm not just going to let every single person in. I want you to be able to answer a few questions so I can know that you're committed. You're going to show up inside this container and you're going to play full out, because I'm designing this in a way to where we're here working together. This is not this passive learning experience. This is an experience like you've never been a part of before, because this isn't about me. It's not about all the stuff that I know and all the teachings and the lessons. This isn't about me. This isn't about saying things in a way to get people to buy. This isn't about me. This is about helping you to break free from that mold you've put yourself in, to break free from the person who's showing up with a half open heart. I got to say it. I know you're a heart-centered leader, but chances are your heart is half closed. You're hustling, you're pushing, you're forcing, you're hurting inside, and you're just not showing up as you. And we're going to break free from that. And so if you're ready to play full out, if you're committed to showing up to this experience, you can go to adamkadu.com/waitlist to get all set up, get the emails, get notified, and it's time to go. Because this year, there's some massive change happening. You can feel it. I can feel it. We all feel it. And if you're not evolving, if you're not stepping up, if you're not playing a higher level game, if you're not putting yourself in the environment that's conducive to your growth, then this world is going to keep expanding. And dreaded to say, you might keep contracting. So let's shake free. Let's shake the layers. Let's let it go and let it flow. So I trust that you'll join me. It's going to be a lot of fun because I'm finding this renewed spirit myself. There's some things brewing, opening my heart more and more and more because it got closed off a little bit. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the love and I'm showing up and I'm fighting for y'all. So if you feel this would be any benefit to you, go to adamkadu.com/waitlist. And that's it. I'll see you on another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. Until next time, go all in with passion and compassion so you can take the actions in a way that allows you to create the life you truly love. All right, guys. Much love. Talk soon. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. If you would, take a moment to subscribe and click the bell icon so that way you get notified when future episodes air. Now, here's the thing. If you are looking for the show notes, you can find a link to those below. If you're looking for the handles of the guests that I've been interviewing, things of that nature, you'll find that here. And if there's anything else that stood out to you in the episode, or if there's anything I can do for you, please leave a comment below, or for sure message me on Instagram if you'd like, as I'm always looking to hear what's working well for you and what caught your interest about the Adam Kadu podcast. So, time to go, time to change the world, time to help more people. Are you ready? Let's go do this thing. The world needs more leaders. So thanks again for listening to the Adam Kadu podcast.